Als ein Kollege mir den Link schickte.
When a colleague sent me the link to Dancewell, I was immediately enthusiastic, signed up straight away and thought, that's exactly what I want.
Und das war einfach total...
It was just a totally fulfilling feeling. It was so beautiful. It was just so right. Such bliss.
Wenn ich eben bei Dancewell bin.
When I'm with Dancewell, the whole room is my stage.
Living rhythm daring the spotlight. The Dancewell stage production. Dance rehearsals at the International Culture Factory Kampnagel in Hamburg. 8 dancers from the Dancewell project are preparing for a stage production. Dancewell is a dance program for people with and without Parkinson's disease. The Dancewell Club has been taking place at K3 Tanzplan for Choreography Hamburg since September 2023.
I always associated Kampnagel with the idea that there are only such cool, trained, super stylish dancers, and that I would go there and feel totally uncomfortable. I had a lot of reservations about it.
Also ich bin Birgit.
I'm Birgit, 58. I work as a mathematician and always wanted to do dance theatre.
A friend tells Birgit about a very special offer.
Das war bei Kampnagel.
That there was this movement class at Kampnagel, and then I dared to go there and I thought, yes, it's great, I want to take part.
Es ist so eher achtsam.
I think it is very mindful and gentle. The class always starts off calmly, but at the same time gives you space to do more. I think they've got something for everyone. And now we got the opportunity to take part in a performance.
For many, the dance piece in the 2024-25 season will be their first real appearance on a big stage, including Gabi.
Also wir üben ja wirklich eine echte Choreografie.
So we're practicing a real choreography. And I suspect that the concentration will somehow be directed inwards rather than outwards. And you'll probably forget about the audience. I haven't done anything like this before.
Okay, das gibt jetzt einen schönen Ablauf und jede möchte.
You can really feel it in practice. Everyone wants to perform in a good way.
Ich bin Gabi Kurz und
I'm Gabi Kurz, now 73.
Und ich bin Psychotherapeutin.
And I'm a psychotherapist. I'm a supervisor, I'm a coach, and I'm really happy that I have such great professions that I can still work with so well.
The first Dancewell stage production is entitled Rhythm of Our Lives.
Also was wir jetzt haben, oder was ich mir überlegt habe, ist diesen Motiv am Anfang zu machen. Ne? Diese Musik erinnert mich an eine fröhliche Runde mit Freunden, ein Rhythmus, bei dem ich mit muss.
Choreographer Yolanda Morales explains the structure of the dance piece.
Also zu diesem Laufen mit dem Stuhl, den Stuhl legen, sitzen, internalisiert haben wir diesen Rhythmus.
Das heißt, man geht auch ein bisschen.
Ja, man geht anders. Und besonders mir ist wichtig, das Laufen, Stuhl legen und Sitzen plus Atmen Rhythmus hat.
Zum Beispiel.
There is this situation where we go on stage with a chair, for example.
Dann möchte ich.
And I want to appear searching. Where is my place on the stage?
Also, wo ist mein Platz hier auf der Bühne? Aber auch mit einer bestimmten Lässigkeit.
But also walk with a certain nonchalance and with a clear step. Okay, so much for the idea. And then it starts and the body thinks, okay, you're not so sure right now. So it's sometimes not so easy to actually realize what's in your head. But it's great to have a plan. And then you realize, yes, you can do a little bit. That's really wonderful.
Also ich habe jetzt gerade gestern hatten wir wieder Probe
Just
gedacht,
yesterday, we had another rehearsal, and I thought that Yolanda is really great. I mean, she is a professional, and we are starting to work on our technique more and more.
es wird immer mehr, dass wir auch so an Techniken arbeiten.
Das hat wahrscheinlich auch ein bisschen mit Schauspiel zu tun.
So this has something to do with acting, I suppose. I haven't done that before, but I find it really helpful to get into performances like this. So not just because of the movement alone, but really being conscious and take the decision about what I want to show and what I want to be in that particular moment.
Und auch dieses Miteinander.
And to be together like this. There is this one scene where we sit in a circle of chairs and then greet each other.
Nochmal rechts. Okay, wir machen das langsam.
Das ist ja auch war ja so ein Rhythmus.
It's also a rhythmic thing, where we all count along a bit internally or out loud, and when it worked, we really stood up, sat down, everyone turned around, and it went on. I think we did 9 rounds, and then it was really flowing. I didn't need to count anymore. We just became a part of the music and the movement.
2, 3, 4. Ja, very good. Sehr gut, sehr nice. Okay, seid ihr ein bisschen warm? Ja. Gut. Bisschen. So, lass uns...
Danach haben wir eine neue Übung probiert.
And right after that scene, we tried a new exercise. We were supposed to walk past each other in a row and touch each person somehow. And then we were supposed to try it out again in pairs, and I thought, okay, I don't know exactly what she wants from me now and how to do it. Because we had to be fluid on the one hand, but strong and firm at the same time. And I found that very difficult. That's when I got a bit frustrated and thought I can't do it at all, and started thinking I can't dance at all. But then I got to the point where I realized it's just so nice here. It's fun, and I'll keep trying.
Klar, wenn man sich bewegt, merkt man, wo die Grenzen sind.
Of course, when you move, you realize where your limits are. So my mind still often creates an image of myself that is more mobile than I really am. And dancing, of course, confronts you with that. So it is both. It promotes flexibility, but at the same time, it is a great feedback system. It makes you feel where you got tensions in your body. Parkinson's is a disease that throws you out of your familiar existence. Not completely, but in such a way that it cannot be ignored. In the beginning, when I had the first symptoms and I had no idea that it was Parkinson's, I was a bit amused by it. My husband and I kept laughing about my toes when they started to tremble. And then at some point we realized, no, that's not nonsense. It could be Parkinson's. And then it got confirmed.
Das war richtig ein Schock.
It came as a real shock to me. So strange. Because the information was somehow already in my mind, as a hunch. But to hear it in reality was really upsetting. It was terrible.
Bis ich
Until I somehow became more familiar with it. I got to understand more and more. Oh well, that's part of me now. I need to deal with it. With the symptoms, which were still mild at the beginning, but also with the knowledge. And the more I was able to recognize it as a part of me, the easier it became for me to accept it.
Ich wusste am Anfang von kaum jemandem, wer Parkinson hat und wer nicht.
At the beginning, I hardly knew who had Parkinson's and who didn't, because sometimes it's visible and sometimes not. And I always thought, well, if it's just a tremor, then it doesn't really matter while you're dancing.
Ich merke ja auf jeden Fall,
I definitely notice that when I'm in a different state of tension, my tremor gets stronger. And that's also a bit embarrassing.
Wenn wir mit Anfassen was gemacht haben,
In the beginning, when we did something with touching and the person's tremor got stronger, I thought somehow it might be totally unpleasant for them. But that has faded more and more. I don't even think about it anymore.
das gehört zu mir.
It's a part of me, and I have absolutely no desire to hide. That would be the last thing to do. I would find that really terrible. No, I want to stand in life with everything that belongs to me.
Das Tolle an dieser Aufführung ist,
The great thing about this performance is the complexity of the stimulus. Bringing movements of all kinds into the world and bringing them onto stage, but above all, bringing them into the body. And this complexity is incredibly beneficial, because Parkinson's tends to make you small. It's the small tremor movements, it's the tendency to take smaller steps, and the tendency for the voice to want to run away, and basically that's where dance comes in. Makes you feel whole and also move as a whole.
das finde ich auch so herrlich.
It's so wonderfully uncool in a positive sense. Nobody puts on a show or anything. I tend to live in extremes. When I do something, I do it properly, and I also like to push myself physically beyond my limits. So I grew up with the sentence, "Don't go making a fuss." That was our family motto. So being gentle and good to myself is usually a deliberate act. I have to tell myself it's okay to be careful, but in the Dancewell classes, that happens automatically.
das Tolle an Dancewell ist wirklich die Kreativität.
The great thing about Dancewell is really the creativity. That something can grow out of us that we had no idea about before, simply through movement. And that's a great thing. Well, I think in life in general anyway, but definitely with this illness too. Daring to go out, to grow beyond the limits. That's just wonderful.
Es ist so fließend.
It's so fluid, it's light.
Am Ende ist man
In the end, you're just happy that you were there. And even if it's sometimes difficult to set off, the classes simply are a real pleasure.
Living Rhythm Daring the Spotlight. The Dance World Stage Production. A podcast by K3, Center for Choreography, Tanzplan Hamburg. As part of Dance Well, a European practice and research project for people with and without Parkinson's disease. Project coordination, Sina, Kirchner and Florence, Rist. Podcast production, Marie Hecht. Many thanks to Gabriele, Kurz and Birgit Schiwek and all the dancers in the Dance Well production, as well as the Dance Well teachers. Especially to the choreographer and artistic director of Rhythm of Our Lives, Yolanda Morales. Special thanks for the English voiceover to Amelia, Seth and Celine, Celeesi. The recordings for the podcast took place in November and December 2024. Dancewell is funded by the European Union. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of K3 Tanzplan Hamburg and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or the European Education and Culture Executive Agency, EACEA. Neither the European Union nor the EACEA can be held responsible for them.